Downstairs in the car. Okay. Oh, Jaime. Mile away will take my place.
Oh. Hey, Sparta, come here and rack these up, will you?
Hey, give me my violin case, will you?
Where you going, Monk?
I'm going out to teach a guy a lesson.
Hey, I see a ton of dough in these cards for you, Jane. And look at that. Your wish card facing the 10 of diamonds.
That must be some of the boys now. See if it is.
Look,
Kitty,
right there.
don't tell me any more. Wait till I come back.
Hello, Jane. Is Whitey in?
Sure.
Tell him I want to see him a minute, will you? It's important.
He'll be down just a minute. Monk's downstairs. He wants to see you a moment. Says it's very important. Come on, honey. Tell me what's going to happen next.
Say, Jane, has Whitey been double-crossing anybody lately?
No.
Well, I don't know. These cards read awful funny.
Hello, Monk. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't put me on the...
Detective Bureau. Who? Grady? Just a minute. It's for you, Chief.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Send him right in. You boys let me have this room alone for a while. Cassidy, you wait outside and take any reports that might come in on Ricardo. All right, Chief. I beg your pardon. Hello, Louis.
Here I am with all the answers.
Come on in. How are you feeling?
Great. How's the wife and kids?
Fine, thanks. Had them out at the beach Sunday. Say, there's a couple of great kids. Take a chair, Louis. Sit down.
Aren't we polite?
Your manners have improved since the first time I met you.
Will you have a cigarette?
No, thanks. I don't smoke that brand. What do you know about that surprise party on the south side?
What do you mean?
Whitey Eckert had his front porch mussed up last night.
Drunk?
What do you know about that deal?
I only know that Whitey Eckert wasn't much good.
Too bad.
What's too bad?
It's too bad to see a swell kid like you in this racket. Why don't you get out of it while the breaks are in your favor? The best you'll get is the worst of it. Why be a sap?
If you don't stop lecturing me, pal, I'm not going to come up here anymore. Why don't you get smart?
How can I get smart when you've got all the brains?
Okay. You've been doing a little thinking for me. Now let me do some for you. If you would clean out Rocco's gang
Yeah?
and not be too tough on your friends,
Yeah?
I could give you enough of these things to paper a nursery.
Let me take a peek at that roll.
Getting smart at last, huh?
No, I just want to see the serial numbers.
Listen to me, you copper-hearted mug. I'm no thief. My racket is beer, and you know it. I'm in a legitimate business, I am.
Sure you are. You're just selling that nice, creamy beer to the poor working man, with a few murders on the side for his entertainment.
What are you trying to do? Get me sore so I'll spill something?
What have you got to spill?
You'll get a chance to read that when I write the history of my life at $3.50 a copy.
Don't write the last chapter till the night you go to the chair. It'll be more realistic.
So you think the chair will be the blow-off for me?
It's a cinch. How do you think you like the hot seat?
I don't think I'll mind, sweetheart, if I can have you sitting on my lap.
Who killed Whitey Ecker?
Oh, don't make me laugh.
Hello, Midget.
Well, hello, Marloway.
How's every little thing?
Well, yes and no.
Hey, all the boys seem to have the same squawk lately. I guess that's why Louie's calling that big meeting tonight.
You tell Louie I can't be there. I got another date.
Well, that's your headache. Only remember, Louie don't fall so strong with those alibis. I'll see you there, sweetheart.
Listen, Marloway. Listen, what's the idea of Louie calling this meeting?
Now, listen, Jaime, the best way to find out is to be there.
Oh, I'll be there, all right. But did Louie say anything else?
Oh, yeah. Leave your cannon at home.
He ain't gonna put me in the spot, is he?
No. This is a business meeting.
What kind of business?
That's certain business.
I went over there.
Hello, Rocco. I just thought I'd drop in and tell you about...
Yeah, I know all about that. Say, who does this Louis Ricano think he is, anyway?
We won't go into that. I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you.
Yeah, will you tell Ricano from me that I'm boss in this end of town? And if he wants to see me, he can come here.
Something's liable to happen if you don't show up.
Something's liable to happen if I do show up.
Well, don't bring any hardware.
I never carry a gun. I got friends.
Wasn't that a lovely funeral they gave Whitey Eckert the other day? All his friends were there. If you know what I mean.
We're closed for the night. Nobody here.
Now, there's a lot of you mugs I never met before, so I thought it was about time we got together. Seeing that I've been taking the rap for all the suckers you guys been pushing around the country lately. Of course, most of you guys knew me when I was a kid in short pants. A runner for a tough mob of South Side cannons. A punk who knew how to keep his mouth shut.
When we want history, we read books.
Maybe you're right at that. I'll get down to cases. Now, we're all in one racket or another, and lately there's been a lot of double-crossing going on. One mob crashing into another mob's territory. We're in big business. The only thing wrong with it is that it needs organizing, and it needs a boss. I'm taking over both jobs. I'm going to lay this town out in zones. I'll give each mob what I think is coming to them, and not 1 inch more. Get that? Each gang will kick into me, and I'll take care of everything.
Hey, wait a minute. How much we gotta pay you?
I haven't made up my mind yet. This is only our first meeting.
Let me ask one question. If we pay you this money for organization, what are we gonna do if some mug crashes another guy's territory and hijacks the works? Same as was done with me last week.
What do we always do with rats?
Are you, taking care of that, too?
I'm putting the beer racket on a big business basis, and that covers everything.
This ain't no business meeting. It's a shakedown.
Is that your idea?
Why, it ain't even as good as a shakedown. It's just a new twist on the old-fashioned badger game.
Well, I'm trying to make you fellas see what's good for yourselves.
Well, I'm not giving a dime of my dough to nobody.
That's me all over. I'm big enough to run my own business.
Well, it's funny, but I don't think you are.
You think you can show me where I ain't?
If you'll take that cigarette out of your mouth, I think I may be able to make you see things my way.
What's the cigarette got to do with it?
I just don't want to burn out your other lamp, that's all.
Well, it's no use you getting sore over nothing. I'm willing to do whatever the other boys think is right.
That's great. What do you think?
Sure. Louie's got a great idea. Let's all get together, boys. What do you say, huh?
What a fine lot of yellow mutts you are.
I didn't get that last crack.
Didn't you?
Do you mind letting me have it again?
I'll put it in writing if you like.
I wouldn't think of putting you to all that trouble.
No? Well, get this. I run my own business, do you hear? I don't need no punk like you telling me nothing. Why? Because I'm just as big as you are and bigger. When one man's gonna run this town, I'll be him, see? Now you tell them up here I'm right. Go on, tell them. Tell them.
Pretty hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's gonna be hotter.
Maybe you're right. Open that window, will you, mile away? How do you like it, sucker? I ought to give you a little of that heat just for luck. Go on, put that toy away. It's too small. You fellas heard what I said at the opening of this meeting, and what I said then goes just as it lays. Any mug that don't think so will be treated to the swellest funeral that ever stopped traffic. Just goes to show you what organization will do.
We don't look so bad at that, do we?
I think we'll get by.
Doris, I love you.
What?
I love you, don't you understand? I want you to marry me.
That's funny. I didn't know you were the marrying kind.
I wasn't until I met you.
Are you kidding?
Do I ever kid?
I wish you did once in a while.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. Gee, I'm stuck on that tune-up thing. I think it's great, don't you?
Oh, I'm nuts about you, baby.
Hey, I found this in my room. What's the gag?
It's a secret.
Aha, you've been holding out on me.
Well, I might as well tell you now. You'll have to find out sooner or later. Doris, I've got a kid brother.
Oh, quit your kidding.
That's on the level. How about it?
Yeah, he's not kidding.
He goes to a military academy over in Fairfield. He's the cutest kid you ever saw. You'd be nuts about him, Doris.
Oh, yeah?
All his teachers tell me he's a perfect little gentleman, the head of every racket in his class. I'm going to send him to West Point when he grows up.
What are you going to make him a soldier for?
Because war is a grand racket. You know, I was just thinking, if I'd been born a couple of 100 years ago, I might have been as big a man as Napoleon.
show it to you. I'll bet when you see it, you'll say it's the finest sword that ever was made. Gee, it certainly is a peach. I told you so, didn't I? Take a good look at it. Gosh, it certainly is, too. I'll bet there's not an officer in the academy. I mean the grown-up ones, too. There's a finer sword than this, old baby. I can hardly wait until I get to be an officer, so I can wear it. Oh, you'll get to be an officer quick enough. Believe me, I never saw such a feller as you are for trying to get ahead. I wish I could be that way. Maybe if you knew the things I do, you could get ahead, too. What thing? I can hardly remember much of it myself. I was such a little kid at the time. I only knew there always seemed to be lots of trouble in our house. Lots of times there wasn't much to eat either. So now while I've got the chance, I want to make good. For the sake of my brother Louis, who's going to all this trouble to give me an education. But what about your father and mother? They're dead. Oh, so your big brother Louis gave you this sword? Yeah, he's taken care of me ever since I was a little tot. Gee, it must be great to have a big brother like that. He must be terribly rich. I guess he is. But you see, we never talk about money in our family. Let me see that sword again. Isn't it a pip? Oh, boy.
You know where you're going on your honeymoon?
He hasn't mentioned it. But don't worry, I'll keep in touch with you. Say, did he tell you yet he's really quitting the racket?
No. I guess he's saving that for the blow-off. Certainly getting a great break.
What are you squawking about? Oh, you won't forget me, will you?
Not a chance.
Kiss me, honey, and wish me luck.
Hello, kids. Well, it's just about that time.
When are you coming back, Lou?
Never.
What?
I'm quitting the racket for good. I'm going to be the one guy that gave it up while he was still healthy. That's what Doris's love has done for me.
Well, I can hardly believe it.
Mile away, from now on, you're going to be the big boss.
But do you think you're doing wise?
What do you mean, wise?
Oh, quitting the racket just when it's all set and running pretty.
Darling, I love you enough to give up anything, and I want to get you as far away from this hoodlum life as possible.
I know, Lou, but don't you think you're going to miss it a whole lot?
Oh, I've got money enough to buy anything to take its place. Money can buy anything. Loyalty, friendship, a man's life. You know, sometimes I even think I'm buying your love. Oh, I didn't mean it that way, honey. Honest, I didn't.
You couldn't buy Doris's love.
Now, well, I know that. All right, boys, make it snappy. Got a little news for you fellas. Only got a little while to let you have it. Since our last meeting, everything's been running smooth and rosy. You'll admit that. I put the beer racket on a business basis like I promised you, and I'm quitting the game. From now on, Mile Away will be the big boss.
What's the idea?
Well, I've got the racket organized, and I've decided you boys can get along without me now.
Where are you going?
What business is that of yours?
I was only thinking that if something should come up where I could get in touch with you.
Sure. That ain't no way to do. You got everything running smooth, and now you want to give the mobs the works. That ain't right, Louis.
Are you trying to tell me where to head in at?
Well, yeah. You see, I mean, no. Well, I was only thinking...
Don't do that. It isn't good for you.
Jaime is only trying to show you where you're throwing away a pretty sweet sure thing for a gambler's chance.
Why don't you let the big boss alone? He knows his own business best.
Thanks, Rocco. I knew you'd be glad to know I was quitting the racket. Listen. That's the way I drew my cards, and that's the way I'll play my hand. You boys got anything else to say?
Well, yeah, I thought...
Well, I've got $150,000 invested in that brewery over on the west side, and I've got a right to know what you're going to do. What's the matter?
I was just wondering how it would feel to be shot in a stomach as big and as fat as yours. All right, Tommy, this is where I wanted you to stop.
Oh, what do you find so interesting out there?
This is probably the last time I'll ever see this street. I want to take a good look at it.
Why?
See that little room up on the 5th floor of that dump?
Yeah?
That's where I was born.
They ought to put a tablet on that building.
You're right at that. That corner over there, I used to sell newspapers. My old man was a bartender in a saloon that stood on that spot.
Very interesting.
Take a look at that little shack over there.
Well,
I should have burnt that to the ground long ago. I wonder why I didn't.
why are you so sore at that place?
I had another brother beside Jackie, and a little sister, too. They both died of typhoid.
What's that got to do with the shack?
We used to buy our milk there.
Life's cheap in a neighborhood like this.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. We were just going over old times.
What are you trying to do, kid me? Are you looking for trouble?
Oh, thanks. I've had some.
All right, get out of here. You'll have some more.
I'm terribly sorry, officer. All right, Tommy.
Oh, boy. Gee, it's good to see you again, Lou. I thought you were never coming. Say, what's been keeping you? Oh, I beg your pardon.
Oh, Jackie, I want you to meet Mrs. Lamar.
What?
Doris, this is my little brother.
How do you do, Jackie? How do you do? What do you mean? You're married?
Nothing else.
And she's going to be my sister?
She is your sister.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Aren't you going to kiss her?
Am I going to kiss her? Oh, boy. That means I've got to report to Jim. But I told the major you were coming, and he said I might have you for dinner if I wished. Will you stay?
If you want to.
Sure.
Great. I'll tell the major you'll be there. Now, don't forget, I'm dependent on you. So long. See you later.
Will you sit here, Mrs. Lamar? Jackie? Gentlemen, we have the honor to have with us tonight Mr. and Mrs. Lamar. Mr. Lamar is the brother of Cadet Sergeant Lamar. Rest.
I'm certainly getting a great kick out of this.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Look at those little fellas. And to think that any one of them might someday be as great as Napoleon. You know, I have great hopes for Jackie.
Well, you see, Mr. Lamar, we're not so much interested in making them Napoleons as we are in making them good citizens.
Oh, but war is a grand racket. Oh, don't misunderstand me. I mean, of course, that war is a big business.
Yes, it's big. But it's cruel and profitless. Would you like some coffee, Mrs. Lamar?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You want to go back? You know how to apologize. You all right, all right. Listen. Pipe down, pipe down. I can't answer everybody at once.
Well, you got to get Louis to come back.
That's what I say. I was hijacked last night for only 20 barrels.
Oh, stop your squawking, will you?
Well, 20 barrels is 20 barrels. Who's going to make them good? That's what I want to know.
Listen, if you feel so tough about it, why don't you go out and put the slug on somebody else?
Well, that ain't the idea. We agreed to Louis' proposition. We pay him for protection, and now he gives us the breeze.
Yeah, you mean he turned rat. That's what you mean.
Why, you dirty greaseball. You wouldn't have the guts to pull out if Louis was within 20 miles of here.
But why can't you get Louis to come back?
Because he's through with the racket. I've sent him telegrams and letters and everything else.
Tell you, not a chance of getting them back.
Who's going to make good that 150 grand that I got invested in that West Side brewery of mine? I'm in danger of losing it altogether.
Speaking of danger, you better keep your hoods out of Rocco's territory. Because we won't take your beer, we'll take your brewery.
I don't butt in on nobody's rights.
Well, lay off, that's all.
Why did Louis quit the racket in the first place?
For two reasons. He's stuck on doors and doesn't want to get mixed up in anything screwy. And that goes for that kid brother of his in that military school down in Fairfield.
I didn't know he had a kid brother.
There's a lot of things you don't know.
Well, I know this. Louis belongs back here. And I'm going to find a way to...
Well, if you don't watch your step, you're going to find a way to treat yourself to a handful of clouds.
What do you mean, a handful of clouds?
I mean the kind that comes out of the end of a .38 automatic.
WQAM, Miami, Florida. We are signing off for 15 minutes and we'll be back on the air again at 8:30. Darling, are you absolutely sure you don't want to go to the club with me this morning?
No, thanks. I'm going for a swim.
Looks like I'll have to go alone then. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye. What happened, Louis?
Nothing, darling. Just a tire from Akron made a hole in one. Just a flat tire. See you later.
Hello? Who? Where? Oh, yes, of course. Put the party on. Hello, darling. Yes, I'm alone. Positive?
How are you, sugar?
Oh, gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
How you getting on?
Oh, for a time, I thought I could stand it. But honest, dear, he's turned out to be an awful dud.
Dud? How?
You'd never know him. He's nothing like he used to be. He's just not the same Louis, that's all. You know, I feel as though I'd married an ex-champion or something.
Well, what's happened to him?
We spend about 5 hours a day writing the history of his life.
That's a hot one.
You wouldn't think so if you were in my spot.
Well, listen, honey. I've got a job for you.
What?
It's up to you to get Louis back to town.
Oh, I wish I could.
Everything's busted wide open. The mobs are double-crossing each other, and the cops are banging down harder than they ever did before. The boys aren't knocking them off one at a time now. They line them up in rows and mow them down with a flock of machine guns. There's only one guy can put us straight, and that's Louis.
I wish he'd take me back there, if only for one thing.
I'm a fine golfer. I forgot my pet niblick.
Here's Louis now. You can tell him for yourself.
Who is it?
Madam.
Hello, Punch Drunk. How's everything?
Not so hot.
What do you mean, not so hot?
Didn't you get any of my letters?
Well, I got 'em all, I guess.
Well, the mobs are busting each other wide open again.
I know. That's what you've been writing me, and that's what I've been reading in the newspapers.
I think you ought to come back here for a while anyhow, Louis.
Not a chance. When I left that town, I had everything running smoother than a cash register. If the mobs have gummed up the works, that's not my fault.
But you don't know how tough it's getting around here. Why, some of the mobs are making cracks about going down there and bringing you back.
Well, get this straight. You tell that mob of double-crossers if they think they can take me to come down here and try it. Tell them that the first one that shows his face down here will get a load of Florida sunshine inside and out. Now, you tell them.
Louis, you shouldn't have lost your temper that way. Marloway's right. We belong back there. And anyway, I'm sick of this place.
Oh, you're sick of it, huh? What have you got to be sick of? Are you one of them, too? Have you got so much hoodlum in you that it won't come out? Well, I'm through with the game. I told you that, and I'm through.
Do you think we'd better take that chance? But what chance are we taking? We ain't gonna hurt the kid, are we?
Better not. I don't know what Louis would do if something should happen to his brother.
But it's the only way we gotta bring in Louis back to town.
But we're taking a terrible chance.
Well, we ain't gonna harm the kid, I tell you. We'll just bring him here for a little while. Now, when Louis hears that his brother has disappeared, he'll come back fast. And then we'll turn the kid loose. See?
Hal, you shouldn't be eating that stuff. Why? How do you expect to win the 100-yard dash Saturday and fill up on ice cream? Oh, a little dish won't hurt me. You bet if I were on the track team, I wouldn't break training. Hey, Jackie, there's a man outside who wants to see you. Where? Right over there in that car. Me? Yeah.
Hello, Captain.
Hello.
Are you Jackie Lamar?
Yes, sir.
Someone inside to see you.
Hello, Jackie.
Hello.
Your brother Louis sent me to get you.
Louis?
Sure, he just got back from Florida. He ain't feeling so good. He wants to see you. Come on, get in the car.
Well, I'd rather wait until I hear from my brother personally.
Oh,
that's
no,
all right.
Jackie,
We'll take
don't
you
be
to him.
that
Don't you
way.
worry
Come
about
on,
that,
we're
kid.
going to
Come on,
take you
get
to
in
see
the
your
car.
brother. Come on,
Here,
Jackie.
let go of me.
You boys look at these very carefully and see if you can find the pictures of the two men that tried to kidnap little Jackie.
That's one of them.
Now, look carefully. Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Positive?
Yes, sir. That's the fat one. And I remember he had a scar on his chin. There's one of them.
This one?
Yes, sir.
You're quite sure?
I'm positive.
Well, that's fine, boys. Thank you very much.
You may go, boy.
Major, I want to thank you for your cooperation. I think everything's going to be all right.
I hope so.
Darling, what's that Latin word they put at the end of books?
Finis?
That's it. F-I-N-I-S.
You don't mean to say you're actually through with that thing.
There it is. There's a guy coming to read it soon.
So this concludes the life of a gangster and begins the life of a man. Finished. Gee, that's swell. What is it? Oh, Louis. We'd better go home right away. Hello? Yes? Oh, I don't think... Well, just a minute. I hate to bother you, Lou, but the man from the Atlas Publishing Company wants to know when he can read your book.
Tell him it's not done yet.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Louis Lamar. I have a picture of my little brother. He met up with an automobile accident, and he's pretty badly cut up. Do you think you can make him look like that again?
He's a fine-looking boy. I'll have to see him first. Where is he?
He's down at Morse Brothers Undertaking Parlors.
Go. Ready? Aim. What? Ready? Aim. What? Ready? Aim. What? Keep firing. Set. Off.
Yeah.
Find out who did it?
Yeah.
Who did it?
Hello. Is Rocco there?
Rocco?
He didn't do it. Is that you, Rocco? This is Louis Ricardo. Say, have you seen anything of Gimpy or the midget lately? That's great. Listen, I want you to have Gimpy in front of your place tonight at 9 o'clock. Never mind what's the idea. You have him in front of your place tonight at 9 o'clock.
Where's Louis?
What does he want?
He wants me to have you standing outside this place tonight at 9 o'clock.
Does he put me on the spot?
Not if I know it. You can't dirty up my front steps that way.
You're on the level with that, ain't you, Rocco?
Sure. It's time somebody told that guy where he headed in.
Are you with us, ain't you?
Sure.
Hello, kid. Where's Louis?
Why?
Where's Louis?
In his room.
Hey, Pat. You find the two guys who knocked off his kid brother?
How did you know there was two of them?
Rats never travel alone.
I know who they are. I'm just getting enough evidence together to make a pinch.
I'm giving them plenty of time to frame an alibi.
There won't be any alibi. Tough break, Louis.
Hello, Pat.
I just came up to offer my condolences and to tell you not to be in front of Rocco's smoke shop at 9 o'clock tonight.
You've got good stool pigeons, I'll say that for you.
Very good. Only don't be in front of Rocco's place tonight.
Goodbye, Pat.
So long. Got one of them anyway.
Here's to Gimpy. And the look on his face when he took it.
I guess he knows the answer to it all by this time.
I almost forgot something important. What's Margoni's phone number?
Lakeside, 4311.
I want to send some flowers to Gimpy. Some nice yellow ones.
The yellower the better.
Oh, busy signal. I guess the boys are keeping him working overtime. See who that is, will you, mile away?
Mama, that man's here again.
Come on in, Grady, and have a drink.
Thanks. That was a sweet piece of work last night.
What do you mean?
I hope you're not thinking of leaving town again, Louis, because I'm just beginning to take an interest in you all over again.
Well, in that case, I guess we'll stick around a little while yet. There's a great voice, Pat. Just listen to that bird sing.
Call that good? Why, we got 3 boys over the jug can sing better than that. We're just waiting to pick up a good baritone.
Quit your fooling.
I never fool.
And I heard you couldn't be bought either.
Oh, being on the level's the only luxury I can afford.
Sucker.
Oh, you haven't seen my 2 kids lately, have you?
You're right, Pat. Money doesn't always mean happiness. Yet, if I hadn't had money, I'd never met Doris. I can say that much. And she's the happiest girl in the world.
Anybody could see that.
Oh, that bird sure had a voice.
Well, everything's all right, boss. We got him framed.
Good.
Mileway, you take Doris to dinner, will you? I've got the midget staked out for tonight.
What?
Surprised, huh?
Wait a minute. You gonna need any help?
No. I'm saving that big-bellied boy all for myself.
Where'll we meet you?
Usual place.
I don't feel like going to a show tonight.
Where do you want to go then?
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
I could think of 1,000 places if you weren't married to Louis.
Now, where do you want to go?
He's coming now, Louis. Just turn the corner.
Hey, Joe. Bring out that music.
Over there.
Union Cleaners?
Sure, that's where my opponent said he'd pay off at. You guys wait here. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
time they commenced that noise. I wouldn't stay in a place like this much longer. I'd get out of here. You bet I'd get out.
Louis. Lou. Are you sure you heard Louis say he was going to meet us at the Old English Roadhouse?
Why, yes.
What could have happened to him?
Well, maybe he's gone to bed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sure, it's morning. 3 o'clock.
Is it that late? Tea time certainly flew with that dance, didn't it?
Oh, were you at a dance?
Why, yes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Where's Louis?
I think his cell number is 86.
What's the idea?
Come on, Mileway.
Now, wait a minute, Pat.
I've been waiting here for 2 hours. Come on, kid.
Well, Pat, you got nothing on me.
What do you get worried about? Come on, will you? I'm sleepy.
Well, give me a chance to get my toothbrush, will you?
I'll stake you to one. Come on.
I'll be back.
He'll be back. About 5 years. Where were you at 10 o'clock last night?
I told you a dozen times.
Tell us again.
I was at a dance.
Dance, huh? What'd you kill the midget for?
I didn't even know he was killed.
That's not answer the question. Why did you kill the midget?
Now, what would I want to knock off that greaseball for?
You don't know why, huh? Cassidy, you tell him.
Because you killed Gimpy, and you had to get the midget or he'd get you.
Oh. So now I've killed Gippy. Well, maybe you can tell me why I killed Gippy?
Because Louis Ricardo told you to, and you're afraid to do anything else.
I'm not afraid of Louis. And that's more than I can say for you.
Me afraid of Louis? Why, I'd spit in his eye.
Yeah? And he'd spit in your grave.
Stop the spitting, boys. Hey, why don't you come clean?
Because you haven't got a thing on me. All right. If I knocked off those other 2 guys, what are you holding Louis for?
That's our business. Where were you at 10 o'clock last night?
How many times have I got to tell you? I was at a dance.
How long have they been holding dances at that house in Charleston Street? You are a little afraid of Louis, huh? Say, what do you think would happen to you if Louis found out? Now, come on. Come clean. Kick in.
Kick in what?
I thought you might want to plead guilty to killing the midget in self-defense. That'd make it nice and easy for everybody. You'd be sprung in about 5 years, and you'd be living on Easy Street.
I wouldn't plead guilty to having an appetite.
That's Jake with me. I thought you'd sooner have me send you to the pen than have Louis send you to the morgue.
Louis' a friend of mine.
So is his wife.
Sure. We've been friends for years.
That's what the party that owns the house in Charleston Street was telling me.
All right. Get these mugs out of here, and I'll talk to you alone.
Screw, boys. Well?
If I confess, you won't tell Louis.
Not a chance. Look here, Mileway. You've got a lot of money. When you get out, you can go somewhere and live like a human being.
Write it out. I'll sign.
It's already written out.
It's okay?
Absolutely.
You say so. I sign. I'm not afraid to confess.
It must be a grand and glorious feeling to be as brave as you are.
Sure nobody called for me today?
I just told you everything I heard. I'll give you an earful if I hear anything else.
What if these mugs have an idea they can keep me in here?
I heard some of the big shots say that you were settled here for life with that killing. Even if you beat the chair.
Not much I won't. Say, this town ought to give a medal to the guy that bumped the midget out. Whoever he was, he only did what the cops have been trying to do for years.
Hey, stay squat, Louis, squat.
Mama, that man is here again.
Mile away. What are you doing here?
I just copped a plea for killing the midget.
What did you do that for?
Because I knew you'd do the same for me, pal. Now they gotta turn you loose. And you can go back to Doris.
A fat chance. We're holding Louis for giving Gimpy the works. Yeah.
Thanks for the try, kid.
I'll see you later, Louis.
What a friend, Pat. What a friend.
I'm terribly sick. Can't you get a doctor to come over here?
I can't do that, but I can take you across the yard to the hospital.
Will you do that, please? I can't stand this pain much longer.
Come on. Don't do that, kid. Hey! Hey, come on, let's get him. We got him.
What are you doing here? Who for? make a move or try to give anybody the high sign, or you're liable to be bumped.
One flight up in the front. Okay.
What's all this smoke about a jailbreak?
Well, Louis Ricardo busted out of jail last night. And boy, talk about excitement. Why, even the gangs are at war. Why, the Midget and Rocco's gang knocked off 9 of Ricardo's mob. Hey, sport, I can't change this. That's a 10 spot.
Huh? Oh, yeah. You better run across the street to the delicatessen store and get it changed.
Okay.
Don't forget to come back.
Hey, I'm honest, I am.
Sure you are, I know that. Oh, kid. When you get over there, get me some groceries, will you?
Sure.
Get me some delicatessen stuff and some bread. And a carton of sweet Caporal cigarettes. Can you remember that?
Hey, I got a good memory.
Who is it?
Grocery. Yeah, I met a guy down there who says he thinks he might know you.
Who's that?
Pat Grady.
Where'd you see him?
Down at the delicatessen. He's known me ever since I was a kid.
What'd he say?
Says he might be up to see you later on.
You better beat it, kid.
Well, here's your change, mister.
That's all right, you can keep it.
Oh, gee, thanks. Well, I'll drop around tomorrow and see if there's anything I can do.
Hey, kid. Did you ever have a big brother?
I got one. Gee, he's a swell guy.
I'll bet he is. Come on back tomorrow.
Come in, Grady. Now, don't move.
I didn't pack it, kid. I won't need it.
What brought you here?
That kid you sent for the groceries. We had reason to think you were in this neighborhood. I got talking to the kid. When he asked for your brand of cigarettes, I pegged you.
I thought maybe you came up to thank me for helping you get rid of Midget or Gimpy.
Not exactly. But I was thinking of stopping in a butcher shop and getting you a nice new set of brains.
You needn't put yourself to the expense. Mine were good enough to make me over $1 million.
And a few enemies.
Why don't you come clean? What did you come up here for?
To say goodbye.
Where are you going?
No place. But you are.
What do you mean?
I mean that Rocco and what you left of Midget's gang are waiting for you outside with a handful of clouds.
I don't see any of them.
You probably never will.
I'll get out. I always have.
Like you got out of jail.
Money can do anything.
Sure. But there isn't enough money in the world to get you off the spot you're on right now.
You got me out of jail, didn't it?
Did it?
I suppose I bought my way out with pants buttons.
The fixin' to get you out of jail was done by Midget's and Rocco's mobs so they could get the kick of bumping you off themselves.
What are you trying to hand me?
I'm trying to set you straight for once in your life. You were safe in jail. Now it's just too bad.
Why don't you take me back, Pat?
What'd be the use? We know you're guilty, but we couldn't get a conviction. You're a menace to society, and this is the easiest way of getting rid of you.
Oh, I see. So Rocco's finally put you on his payroll.
You don't believe that, do you, Louis?
No, Pat. Can't you come back tomorrow? Gets plenty lonesome around here sometimes.
I can't tomorrow. I'm taking the kids to the beach. Say, I want to ask you a question. When you busted out of the jail, why didn't you get in your car? I had it spotted, and so did Rocco's mob.
My driver was smoking a big cigar. When he began to puff real hard, that was the signal for plenty of trouble.
Oh. Rocco must have figured it out that way, because the driver was found on the west side with his eyes wide open looking at the stars.
Tommy? He was an all right guy.
Is there any message you want to send to anybody?
If you see Miloway, tell him to look out for my wife when he gets out.
I imagine he'd do that anyway.
Sure he would. It's worth living to have a pal like that. Just another mug that tried to break out of his racket and couldn't.
Well, so long, kid.
So long.
I'll see you in about 30 or 40 years.
Oh, Pat,
Yeah?
when you pass that butcher shop, stop in and buy yourself a heart. Come in. What do you want?
Well, I'm from the little restaurant around the corner, and some fellas there sent you this dinner.
Now, wasn't that nice of him? Set it down over there, will you? Is there anything else?
Yeah, they told me to tell you that this was your last supper, and it was all paid for.
Well, what do you know about that? Well, you tell the boys this. Tell them that I'm sorry, but I'm dining out tonight. Can you remember that?
Sure, I'll do that.